I'll be honest, my first impressions of this chronograph were kind of lukewarm. I'm not entirely sure why that was, maybe the packaging was too simple or the price tag was frankly a bit too low. However, the more time I spent preparing for this review, the more I realized that this chronograph might probably be one of the most practical pilot watches under $100 that I've handled this year. Just to give you a taste of what I'm talking about, for example, the Lume on this watch might give a run for the money to a much more expensive divers, and by the way, this is not even a diver. Hello and welcome back! After a bit of a break, marketing guys at Militado decided to send me this chrono for review, and since I'm a bit of a fanboy of IWC style watches, I couldn't say no. And yes, for full disclosure, I get to keep this watch too. In return, I will share a comprehensive review of this timepiece and of course point you to the product listings should you want to explore it further. And so all the necessary product links will be in the description of this video. Looking at the design, I think I should clarify a few things. Firstly, I did mention an IWC styling, however, unlike most IWC Pilot watches, which are quite large, this Militado chronograph has much more modest proportions. Like for example, the case diameter here is only 39mm, which should make this desk pilot suitable for pretty much most wrist sizes. I also did mention earlier that this watch is very reasonably priced, which might give us a clue that we are most likely getting a quartz movement here. However, this is not your average quartz caliber either, as we will see shortly. Other than that, we have here a very much familiar Pilot chronograph styling, which is used by so many different manufacturers. So, looking at the prices, Militado offers this watch in a variety of different colorways from their store on AliExpress, priced at around $72, and most likely more aggressively discounted during the sale events. They also sell this watch from their online store, a bit more expensive, but we get access here to even more options, like FKM rubber straps along with the options on the leather strap. In regards to dimensions, as I pointed out earlier, we have here 39mm case diameter, 20mm lugs, case height of 12mm and lug-to-lug distance of 47.5mm. Such proportions, as I also mentioned earlier, makes this a very versatile timepiece, suitable for the wrists starting from about 6 inches and up. The supplied leather strap should cover wrists up to 8¼ inch or 21 cm in circumference, and this watch weighs 64 grams only. So in regards to the weight, I do appreciate that a bit heftier timepieces do come across as more solid and feel more expensive if you like. However, on the flip side, a lighter watch that is hardly noticeable on the wrist can be considerably more practical. The 316L stainless steel case features a classic Pilot watch design with a fixed polished bezel atop of a brushed case. The lugs slope gently with a circular brushing on top and longitudinal brushing on the sides, accented by polished chamfers. In vintage military style, there are no crown guards here, and we have 2 chronograph pushes and a screw-down crown on the right. The crown is well proportioned and is easy to operate, though unsigned, which suits the retro aesthetics, but I still think it could do with some branding. Looking at the back of the case, and again, not much branding here either. We have a sterile screw-on case back, which is okay considering the watch price. Also, opening this case might be a bit more challenging than usual, although hopefully a rubber ball could do the job. The good news is that Miyota movement here can run on one battery for up to 5 years, so we will not need to open this case too often. And we have 100 meters of declared water resistance, which again is very practical. However, for me 100 meters on the chronograph can mean only one thing: keep it away from the water. We have a flat sapphire crystal here. It is a fraction of a millimeter proud of the bezel and as such protecting the less scratch-resistant stainless steel. And we have clear anti-reflective coating applied on the inside of the crystal, making sure that we have a good legibility on this watch. As for the dial, we have a combination of quite elaborate sunburst effects on the main dial and on the sub-dials too. Everything is printed on this dial, and the white color of the markings create a good contrast with the dark blue background for excellent legibility. We have a sword-style hands that we usually see on the Flieger-type watches. The hands have high polished metal frames and are filled with lume in the middle, and the lume is very good, as we will see in a moment. We have a date and day of the week indicator at the 3 o'clock position and running seconds indicator at 6 o'clock, with a red hand separating it from the chronograph sub-dials that have white hands at 3 and 12 o'clock positions. I will come back to them in a moment. And here is my usual 15-minute lume test. I'll be honest, my expectations here were rock bottom, so the longevity and the strength of this lume came as a bit of a surprise. The lume here is definitely above average and will give run for the money to most chronographs and field watches costing at least twice as much. Okay, as you probably noticed, the running second hand at 6 o'clock position is actually not lumed. Looks like it is only specific to this blue colorway watch, because other colorways have white hand here, which is lumed. Well, along with the fact that we get here all the premium materials like sapphire crystal and full stainless steel construction case, one of the key selling points of this timepiece is the movement. We have a Japanese citizen Miyota OS00 quartz chronograph in the back of this watch. This caliber is a member of Miyota's OS Professional, also called Signature Standard family of quartz chronograph movements, and as we would expect, it has a set of fairly decent specifications, like plus-minus 20 seconds per month accuracy, quite impressive, 5 years of battery life, and my favorite, this chronograph movement features a 12-hour totalizer, so we can measure periods up to 12 hours long, which personally I find very useful. So the sub-dial at 12 o'clock position is a 60-minute totalizer, and the sub-dial at 9 o'clock position is the one that I've just mentioned, 12 hours totalizer. Also, this being a fully quartz chronograph, we can calibrate the second hand if need be, which is also a plus. The only slightly peculiar thing is that the chronograph second hand here, at least on my watch, seems to wobble ever so slightly. On Militado website, they mentioned that the second hand on this particular chronograph can be a fraction of a second out, and that is normal. If you have the same chrono, do let us know in the comments if your second hand exhibits the same behavior. As for the bracelet, we have here a pilot-style 20mm leather strap, which narrows down to 17.5mm and about an inch away from the lugs. The genuine leather strap features contrasting stitching, which is also very decent. The strap is sealed on the sides, which should help with water resistance, and we have a quick-release spring bars, so we can remove the strap in seconds if we want to. So, good attention to detail, and the strap looks good. I cannot vouch for its longevity, however, with 20mm lugs, we should be able to find a suitable replacement in no time. Now, looking at the hardware, and the stainless steel buckle here is well sculpted and finished with brushing on top with high polished bevels and tongue. Trying this watch on my about 7-inch wrist, and due to its very versatile proportions and light weight of only 68 grams, this chronograph wears really well. It is comfortable and slim enough to slide under a cuff, and it looks like it can be dressed up and dressed down, so to speak. Well suited as a field watch with jeans and t-shirt, and can definitely be worn in the office too. So what's my verdict here? Well, I am generally impressed by this watch practicality for the price. Very good lume, dependable movement, useful chronograph function with 12-hour totalizer, 39mm versatile size, and sapphire crystal covering the dial. The only thing that I'm not seeing here is the branding. I think a signed crown and a buckle, for that matter, would add some level of sophistication, and I'm not sure if the picture of a tent or whatever it is on the dial is enough to communicate Militado's marketing message, so a nice logo would be very much welcome too. What are your thoughts? Well, do let us know in the comments, and I have a full playlist of chronograph reviews, and I will put the link on the screen somewhere here. Give it a click, or check out my other watch reviews, which I also put the links on the screen. Don't forget to like and of course subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next video.